works. This shape represents the mouth, which you can see on the left. The horizontal lines represent the tongue, and the vertical lines represent the jaw. At the top, the jaw is close, and if we then go to the bottom, it's open. At the left of the grid, the tongue is at the front of the mouth, and if we go to the right, the tongue is towards the back, normally, but not always, causing lip rounding. Now let's move around a bit to get used to it. Here we're in the middle, now to the front, now to the back and rounding the lips. Now let's close the jaw and open it again. Now let's put the symbols back in. This is the selection of symbols that dictionaries use when they make their phonemic charts. Each one represents a mouth position, and where you can see two symbols in one place, the one on the right side is made with rounded lips. But many of the symbols on this chart represent extremes. This E is in the top corner of the mouth, and this O is in the bottom back corner. So languages don't replicate these values exactly, as we tend to stay more in the central areas as we speak. This means that the symbol on the IPA chart is not exactly the same sound as the one found in a dictionary transcription of a language. So the E in English sheep is not exactly the same as the E here. Otherwise it would sound like this, sheep, which not only sounds weird, it's also too much effort. In a phonemic chart, we have to choose one symbol for one sound. English has about 12 single vowel sound positions, or monophthongs, so we need to choose a symbol for each one. We also need combinations of symbols for the diphthongs, the vowel sounds that move from one position to another in the same sound. Some of the choices seem fairly straightforward. If we say the vowel sounds in sheep and ship, they are fairly clearly somewhere around here and here, so publishers can use these symbols to show these two different sounds. Additionally, as E is generally a bit longer, most publishers choose to show this, further helping to distinguish the sounds, E and I. This choice was fairly clear, and in this case we haven't had to use any unusual symbols. Sheep is small I, and ship is a little capital I. So far, so good. But not all choices are as clear, and to help explain this, Charles and Ed are going to help out. We're going to say a few words and map them on the grid. We'll put Charles's sounds in blue and Ed's in orange. Ready?
Yes.
Yep. What's this?
Pin. Pen.
So Charles was about here, pin, and Ed was about here, pen. So you can see that Ed's is closer to this symbol and Charles is closer to this one. Next word.
Cat. Cat.
Charles is about here, cat, and Ed here, cat. This word?
Chair. It's a chair.
Charles is quite diphthongal, chair. He's moving to the centre. And Ed is more monophthongal, chair. He's staying there. This word?
Turn.
Turn.
So not much difference there. These symbols both seem appropriate to both speakers. And finally,
Bike.
Bike.
so Charles starts roughly here, ba, and ends here, eek. And Ed starts roughly here, ba, and ends more or less in the same place as Charles over here, eek. So you can see that the two versions of these vowels point towards slightly different pronunciations. The ones on the left are a bit old-fashioned, and the ones on the right more modern. The exception here is this pair, which don't reflect a different pronunciation. The debate around these two sounds is more focused on whether this sound can be considered to be a long version of the schwa, in which case it should not have a different symbol, so it should be this. Also, none of the symbols on the IPA chart were exactly in the place we said them. And because one symbol equals one sound, it doesn't really matter if that symbol is this or this. We have to apply the mouth position ourselves. And this is why there is really no practical difference between the two sets of symbols. In other words, you could easily work out Charles's pronunciation using Ed's symbols. And you could work out Ed's pronunciation using Charles's symbols, as long as you know how the person pronounces each phoneme. In this video, we have compared variations in the most commonly found sets of British English phonemic symbols. But these are not the only options, they are simply the most common ones. So finally, I'd like to add that some linguists propose further changes to the English IPA to match modern pronunciation more closely. If this happens, be prepared for things like this. There are some strong arguments for and against modifying the vowel phonemes. The rise of urban English accents might make any changes quickly outdated. I'll go into these things in another video. And I'll end this one with transcriptions from the first, second and third editions of the Oxford English Dictionary for the word night.